Hello everyone, we coming back again to circles. Today I will consider examples that describe a circle that pass through 3 points, alright? So how to find the equation of this circle in this case. So this is referred to the level P or EP sometimes, depending on the complexity of the problem. So right now we're gonna consider problem 3. Here is the problem 3, this is P level for A-level maths. So everyone are welcome and everyone can try do that by your own. So grab your notes, grab your pens, and let's try to do it. So here is my strategy. I just try to explain briefly, okay, item by item, how to cope with A sort of question and how to cope with B sort of question. So question A, find the midpoint of the segment XY where X and Y are points of X and Y intercepts correspondingly, right? With a given equation of the line. It's pretty much easier, okay? So that's why first we will consider the first part of that, and we're going to start. Let's say we have the segments, okay? That's going to be, let's say, the line because of the negative gradient. So the gradient is -3/4. Here is also 6 is going to be y-intercept. So that's why we initially can figure out that y-coordinate is going to be 0 and 6, all right? So what about also x-coordinates? X point, it's pretty simple because in this case, using the equation of the line 3/4x plus 6, we need to say that y is going to be 0, right? Because actually this happens when you have a crossing of x-axis. So this level y definitely is 0, okay? So that's why from here we equate to 0 and we have the following, from where x is going to be equal to 6/3 and times 4. Or in other words, you just need to divide 6/3/4. That's what you have in this case. So that's why you cancel in and you'll get 8. Alright, so that's why x point will have the following coordinates. It's 8, 0, while y coordinates it's 0, 6. Alright, so it's pretty much simple. Let's go to the next question. Oh, by the way, okay, so I've already prepared the sketch of this graph. So there's going to be y-x segments where you have 6 and 8 correspondingly, and this is the straight line with the equation. So y equals -3/4x and plus 6. So the second part is about find the equation of the circle that goes or the pass through point x and y and the origin. All right, just coming back to that case. So it means that the circle should go through that point, because point B in this case is going to be the origin, right? 0, 0, and also this point. Okay, so that's going to be the circle. The problem is that we need to define where is the center, okay, of the circle, because in general equation of the circle is as the following. So x minus x0 plus y minus y0 squared, and on top of that we need to define the radius. All right, so that's why our target parameters are x0, y0, the coordinates of the center, so of the center of the circle, and the second or the third variable or parameter is the radius. All right, so that's going to be the radius for our circle. Okay, it's pretty much tricky because in general case, according to the statement, so you need to inscribe triangle and trying to define the center according to the rule, right, for inscribe triangle. Okay, so but here is a bit easier because right now obviously you understand that you have inscribed angle. Let's have a look. So I'll just put in other colors. So for example, this one, the green one, so that's going to be inscribed angle, angle B in this case, that has the vertex point and the origin. So what can you say about this angle? It's definitely 90 degrees because its arms are arranged by x and y axis. If it's 90 degrees angle, what can you say about the measure of the arc length? So that's definitely it's going to be for inscribed angle it's 90 degrees. So that means it's half a length of the whole circumference, right? So that's why 90 degrees, you remember, corresponds to half the length. So 1/2 of the circumference of 2 pi r, okay? So what it means? It means that right now segment x and y is going to be a diameter. Okay, in this case it's diameter for the circle, and that means, okay, what we need to do, we need to define the center of the circle. So that's why right now I'm showing the relationship between find the midpoint of the segment xy, right, because we still need to do that, and question B, find the equation of the circle that pass through the points. All right, here is the reason why in question A you have the question related to the midpoint of the segment xy, because it's simply the center, right? So once we define that, we know the coordinates of the center, x0 and y0 of our target parameters for find an equation, okay? So that's why we need to finalize point item A or question A. So right now, how to find the coordinates of the center is pretty much easier. So according to the graph, it's here and here, so that means 4 and 3, but technically we can do also using the formula. So the coordinate x of 0 is just simply 8 plus 0, right, over 2. That's why it's 4. So right now, let's have a look. So we defined x coordinates as the semi-sum of x coordinates of the corresponding points for y and x, right? So in the same way we can define the semi-sum for y coordinates, okay? That's going to be 3. So that's why the center will have the following coordinates: 3 for y and 4 for x. So that's why we can move on to this question in part B. So x0 is 4, y0 is 3, so that's why the general equation is x minus 4 squared and y minus 3 squared. So right now, the final question, we need to define the radius as the last parameter. How to define the radius? Because we established that xy is the diameter, so the radius is going to be half of the length, right? So that's why we just need to define basically the length of the segment xy. How to do that? Just remember, we arrange 90 degrees angle here, so that's why this is a right angle triangle, as you can see there, right? So that means xy length is going to be hypotenuse, so that's why square root of 8 squared plus, in this case, 6 squared. So 64 and 36 and square root is going to be square root of 100, so that's why it's 10. So that's why the radius is half of this length. So that means the radius is going to be 5, right? Half of the diameter, half of the 10, okay? One more time, xy is diameter. So that's why the radius is going to be half of the length. So that means 5 squared is going to be 25. And we finalize with the final equation that you can have here as the final question in B part. So hope you enjoyed. That was pretty easy, and I hope you like this in general circles topic because it's very significant, and for the most students it's going to be soon on their exams, maybe after, I don't know, maybe after weekends. So let's have a look. Just enjoy. If you enjoy my explanation, please like that and subscribe, because if you're new here to my channel. Also, I would recommend to have a look at my dance channel where lots of dance clips, just you can see here in the hints. And I need to say goodbye. That was short and pretty useful. See you in the next episode.